Another new project we have here. Yeah, our sheep farm. Oh, we lost all the sheep. I'm glad we were able to sell it for a good price. Now we're in debt for that. But this time, a hen farm. Hens don't run away. Well, the first chicken was in Mesopotamia.
Right.
They discovered an ancient scroll, and it showed that there was this fellow, Dimitri Cavalier. He reputed as capturing the first chicken and domesticating it.
And the chicken could fly.
That chicken could fly.
That chicken could fly.
So it wasn't an easy farm. He had this new farm, and he had one chicken.
Right.
And eventually, though, it flew away. Yeah, Dimitri Cavalier looked for 5 months for his chicken.
The chicken flew away.
Yeah.
So he knew right then and there that he had to take away the gift of flight from the chicken.
Yes, well, that's where, that's again, he was, other people got to stand on the shoulders of that giant. This chicken farm is going to keep us busy. I don't think the last owner cleared up much of the manure.
That makes me think there must have been a lot of chickens here at one time.
Part of the deal was that he took his chickens.
And did he take any
and
roosters?
even then, I had to get those chickens. I won it in a card game.
Chickens lay eggs. They don't have to be fertilized like other animals.
No.
Right, so you don't need a rooster in order for a chicken to lay an egg.
The egg has to be fertilized.
In order for it to become a chicken.
In the chicken, I think. I was watching television, they've got whole big boxes full of chicks all hatching at the same time.
Are we selling
I don't
eggs
think
or chickens?
there's roosters fucking chickens all the time. It's not, you need too many roosters.
Yeah, but where do they get the sperm to impregnate the chickens?
Well, I guess they get it from the rooster. We gotta get some from that. Maybe that's all we need.
Rooster sperm.
Rooster sperm.
Right.
It's probably cheaper than a whole rooster.
Right, I'm sure it is. They probably have stud roosters.
Will evolve the most healthy, virile rooster with all the greatest qualities. You know, there was some cousins of the Wright brothers.
Right.
They were quite unsuccessful in flight, but they made their first plane they made had 50 roosters attached to the upper wing. These were roosters that had flight. It was 100 roosters were able to lift one man up several feet, and then there was a tragic crash. Unfortunately, there was a chicken farm nearby, and all the roosters, they started going towards the chicken farm, and they flew right into the chicken farm. They were a very rare breed found.
The Andes, I'd heard. The Peruvian Andes.
Oh yes, the Peruvian Andy rooster. The thing is, it's not really a classic rooster.
No,
if you saw one, you wouldn't recognize it.
No, it looked more like
a falcon, an eagle, and a vulture. We're going to be standing on the shoulders of giants again because...
Which giant?
Well, there was a farmer...
What Dimitri Cavalier is one of them?
Well, Dimitri Cavalier was one of the first who captured and domesticated the first chicken, which flew away. So I guess it was kind of a failure, but he attempted it, you see.
But he eventually caught it and put it on chain mail.
Put the idea in people's hands.
What was the guy that the Wright brothers' cousin?
Oh, that fellow.
That's one of the giants whose shoulders are going to be standing on?
He was the first one to use rooster flight as an powering engine.
He was also the only one. No one's ever tried that before.
No one ever tried because actually he was considered pretty stupid.
He was pretty eccentric.
He wasn't very intelligent at all. He did inherit a large amount of money from his father, who was in a spring business. His son, what was his son now? His son, I think, was...
His son was Bob Pendulum.
That's a coincidence. They were in the watch business.
Yeah,
I think they probably just changed the name to Pendulum.
Right, I don't think his real name was
Bob
Pendulum.
You just made up your last name to be whatever it was you did.
Like Peter Graves. So
Graves.
his ancestors dug graves. And Cooper, Bob Cooper. His ancestors were Coopers. A Cooper's a guy that makes barrels.
Well, it's funny because the guy who flew that plane with the roosters, his middle name was Barrel.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Didn't he have two middle names?
Barrel Pendulum, but his first, what would you say his first name was?
Biplane. Wasn't it? No, wasn't that his second middle name? It was Bob Barrel Biplane Rooster.
Pendulum. Now you're getting them all mixed up. Keep it together.
No, but he wasn't the watchmaker.
No, that
was a different guy. He was the son.
He inherited a large fortune from his father who invented the watch spring.
Right, and the father was Pendulum.
And he was...
Barrel. The guy's name was Barrel.
His name was Barrel Biplane Pendulum. But he blew all his money on that.
Right.
He kept doing it, too.
He
didn't do it just once.
No, he did it over and over.
And when he flew, all the roosters flew to the chicken...
right, he lost it. He lost his inheritance. Well,
they smashed into the wall, and all the chickens flew away, and he had to spend the next 3 years catching all those chickens.
Right.
Because he didn't want to pay for the chickens.
I know. Why would you want to pay for a chicken when they're so cheap?
And they were easy to catch.
Because they couldn't fly.
Because they couldn't fly.
Right. Whereas the ones that Dimitri Cavalier, his chicken flew, and that was the problem. That's why chickens can't fly today, because they would escape. It's like a bird at home. You don't let your bird out of the cage. Why not? Birds have the gift of flight.
Well, it was, of course, the guy who made chicken wings for his arms. Icarus, he flew too close to the sun.
He flew close to the sun, and what happened?
Yeah, well, the wax melted.
And then?
And he plummeted down to the earth. Yeah, he didn't die,
Right.
actually. He used chicken feathers, and that's when they realized why chickens can't fly. Their feathers, they don't work. No matter what feathers you put chicken feathers on, you still can't fly.
Yeah, if you replaced all the feathers on an eagle with chicken feathers, it wouldn't be
Then
able
it
to
couldn't fly.
Right.
In fact, that was experimented by the great Greek inventor Pythagoras Barrel.
Wasn't his last name Theorem?
That's right, Barrel theorem.
But he's not the one who came up with Pythagoras theorem. That was a different Pythagoras.
Yeah, this was a different Pythagoras. This was Pythagoras' Barrel theorem. Barrel theorem for short. His friends called him Barrel. And he ran all sorts of experiments with chicken feathers and discovered that other birds can't fly with chicken feathers.
Right. He tried taking eagle feathers and putting them on a chicken.
He did. And, well, his neighbor Icarus saw this going on.
Right, and that's
And
why.
he thought, if you can put chicken feathers on an eagle and it can't fly, I'm sure I can put chicken feathers on me and I can fly. It was awfully arrogant, I thought, because if an eagle can't fly with chicken feathers, why do you think you
What was
can
his
fly with
father's
chicken
name?
feathers?
Icarus. Didn't he have a father?
Yeah, he was a visionary. He thought you could send lunch to the troops with chickens.
Right.
And the chicken would fly.
Right, like pigeons.
Yeah,
like
they-
they were carrier
Well, he
chickens.
put little sandwich packs on
Right,
them.
right, on their backs.
Yeah, and
they were
they-
like carrier chickens. Didn't the chickens eat the sandwiches?
No, the soldiers ate the chickens.
Oh, right,
So he
right.
never got his chickens
Right,
back.
right,
and
right.
he ate the sandwich.
Right, I mean, you're a soldier, you see a chicken, you go,
You're not gonna
lunch.
You're not going to just eat the
No,
sandwich.
no.
You eat the chicken
Eat
as
the
well. So Icarus's father invented the passenger chicken, and that's when chickens could still fly.
And that's one of the reasons all the ones that could fly were killed off. That's how evolution works. An organism is the slave of the gene.
We're the genes,
We're the
and the
genes.
chickens, we are relying on them so we
Yeah.
can survive.
We're the genes, and they're the organism.
And now that we figured that out,
I think it's time to go to lunch.
We have concluded our broadcast schedule for today. Good night.
He said, I put your brain in a chicken last Monday. He's singing your songs and making lots of money.